Recognize a member from Saskatchewan Rivers.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Last session, I brought up the growing issue of students being left behind in our education system, with an increasing number of students falling below the grade level requirements. Our provincial grade levels in math, science and reading are all below the national average. Again, 1/3 of Saskatchewan students in grade 3 are not meeting the minimum grade level requirements. In the Saskatchewan River School Division report of 2022, it found a shocking 50% of grade 3 students are below the reading grade level. Mr. Speaker, this issue is only getting worse, not better. It has measurable impacts on students' well-being and their future success. The government has had months to investigate this serious issue since I raised it last session. What are their findings, Mr. Speaker? Where have they been dropping the ball to let so many students fall through the cracks?
Recognize a member from Saskatchewan Rivers.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I have two families here today that have experienced the failure of the public education system. Ms. Jenna Blaschuk and her children, Ms. Faith Davidson and her parents. They have both experienced the shortcomings of the education system's ability to help students reach their grade level requirements. Both families have found success outside of the public system, drastically improving grade scores and academic performance. Mr. Speaker, these options are costly, very costly, and force parents to pay out of pocket to help their children receive the basic education that they deserve. I have two questions for the Minister. When will this government put proper assessment tools in place to make sure parents can trust that their children are not left behind? And secondly, will the minister meet with these two families to discuss their concerns about the public system and how it's failing their students and the families?
Recognize a member from Saskatchewan Rivers.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This week, Alberta Premier Danielle Smith invoked the Alberta Sovereignty Act, telling the Prime Minister no, his energy regulations are unconstitutional. In contrast, what did we see out of this Liberal government opposite? They decided to create a tribunal committee spanning multiple years to study the economic effects of Trudeau's energy regulations. They even plan to consult Ottawa on the matter. To quote, "Look at all the angles, Mr. Speaker." While Alberta takes action, this government is once again failing to stand up for Saskatchewan while spending hundreds of thousands of dollars to study the impacts of Trudeau's unconstitutional demands. Why can't the Premier take some direction from his counterpart in Alberta and just say no? Just say no to Ottawa.
Put your hand up if you're a Liberal.